Hi there, welcome to another video about quick fixes in Excel dates. In the previous video we were looking at a problem where the whole date is not the whole column is not recognized as a date, and so Excel won't sort and filter and so on. In this one I want to have a look specifically at pivot tables and pivot chart reports. I have a column here called delivery date, and I have got a column called total price, and what I want to do is I want to add up the total sales for each month or each quarter or each year, etc. And it should potentially be easy to do as a pivot table report. All I'm going to do is click inside my data somewhere and go to Insert, Pivot Chart and Pivot Table. Make sure it's picked up the correct range, and when I say OK, I'm just going to drag my delivery date into the Axis category, and I'll have, let's say, total price in the values area. And can you see it's grouped it together? So I've got all the sales for 2025 and all the sales for 2026. And if I have a look at the table over here, you'll see I've got little plus signs, so I can open up those into separate quarters, and that will be reflected in the chart. And actually, if I open up into separate quarters, open up the separate quarters, then it will show those as separate months and so on. And normally that is what I would expect the pivot table to be able to do automatically without me having to make any intervention at all. However, I'm just going to delete this sheet out for a minute, and I'm going to show you what happens if even one of these dates is not a date. It does not work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in the 29th of February 2026, just because I know there wasn't one. And a little bit further down, I'll put in a date in an American date format. Let's say I'll go 12/25/2025. So they're quite hard to spot. Actually, I should just make that even harder to spot by putting a 0 in there. There we go. So they're kind of already disappearing into my delivery date column, so they're really quite hard to find. But I want to show you what happens when you try to do your pivot chart now. So if I go to Insert Pivot Chart and Pivot Table, same as we did before, drag my delivery date into the Axis category, and grab my total price and pop it in values. Can you see it is charting it, but it's doing it by individual dates, and it's not able to group it together. So what I want to do is I want to work out the easiest way of finding out which dates are the culprits. So I'm going to just delete that one more time. And I think if you know your dates need to fall within a certain range, the easiest way to find a date that is not a date, or a date that's maybe been put in as the wrong year or something like that, is to use conditional formatting. So I'm going to select the whole column by clicking onto the column F. And on my home tab, there is an option for conditional formatting. And I'm going to choose an option that says highlight cell rules between. And I'm going to put in the dates that I am sure should exist. So I'll say, well, it won't be earlier than the 1st of January 2025, and it won't be later than the 31st of December 2026. And you can choose what colour you want it to be. I'll go, well, those dates are good, so I'm going to make them green. And then when I say OK, can you see those two dates that I put in incorrectly have highlighted automatically? And then if I fix them and say, well, that should have been the 28th of February 2026, so it now falls within my range, it will change colour, and that should have been put in as the 25th of the 12th 2025. Now that's changed colour, and I'm just going to prove a point. I'll just do my pivot chart one more time. Now I should be able to just drag my delivery date in, drag my total price in, and Bob is, as they say, your uncle. So be very careful when you are getting data for your pivot tables, pivot charts. Make sure that the dates have been entered correctly. I'll do some videos later on about how to restrict values on specific columns so that people can only type in dates that are valid. That's a good point if you are collecting data yourself and people inputting the data. It doesn't check it on data that already exists, but it does do it at the point of entry. So I will do a video later in the series on restricting dates into certain columns. Come back for more. We're doing more quick tips and tricks to fix problems with Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc.